Is the stock market a reflection of what's going on in the economy? Survey says, what does the survey say? Oh, no. What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset, and thank you, you beautiful human, for watching our videos and getting us to 600,000 YouTube subscribers. If it wasn't for this screen blocking us right now, I would jump through this and give you a big hug, but since I can't do that and since we're social distancing, I'll talk about the stock market and the economy instead. On May 7th, the New York Stock Exchange president came out and said that the stock market is not a reflection of our economy. You don't say. She went on to clarify that the stock market is a reflection of public sentiment in stocks. That didn't really clarify much for me because, well, stocks are companies that make up the economy, so I don't know. But clearly, the stock market and the economy don't move in parallel lines. It feels like every week when the jobs report comes out, two things happen. First, people are shocked by the number of jobs that are lost, and second, the stock market hears this news and then rallies. Between March and beginning May, 33 million Americans lost their jobs, and 1 in 5 American adults went and filed for unemployment. That's not good news for the economy. But during the same time, between mid-March and early May, the stock market rallied and the Dow Jones jumped 5,000 points. What's the survey got to say about that, Jaspreet? That's why in this video, I want to go over why the stock market and the economy are not moving in a parallel direction, because we have more clarity on this now, and you want to make sure you watch this video until the end because you want to know how you can capitalize on what's happening around us. But before we get into that, hit that thumbs up button below, because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't share our video with anybody else. Subscribe to the Minority Mindset below to help us get to 700,000 YouTube subscribers, and hit that little notification bell too, because if you don't, then YouTube won't let you know when our new videos are released. The stock market is a place where people go to invest their money based on what they think is going to happen in the economy, and the economy is whether or not you are getting a paycheck. So if the economy is bleeding, why is the stock market growing? Well, it's a mix of factors. You have what I call wild card intervention, you'll see what I mean in just a second, emotional investing, and hopes that an economic recovery might be starting. Let's start with wild card intervention. When this whole pandemic started, businesses went from top of the world in February to begging for cash in March. This pushed the stock market down faster than we've ever seen happen in history, and so the Federal Reserve Bank got a little bit worried, and then they pulled out their wild card to stop this free fall. And that wild card is unlimited money to pump up the markets. The Federal Reserve Bank, or the Fed, is known as the central banking system of the United States, and normally they're only allowed to lend money to other banks. But during emergencies, the Federal Reserve Bank has the power to invoke something called Section 13(3) of the Federal Reserve Act, which allows them to lend money and give money not just to banks, but to companies that are not banks. So where can I get some of this Section 13.3 money? So the Fed started by invoking Section 13.3, and then they took it one step further. Well, according to the Fed's emergency lending documents, which they submitted to Congress, yes, I did read a good chunk of these documents because, well, I'm a nerd. And so in these documents, the Fed said that they also created 2 new additional programs that they never used before. This way they can lend even more money and give more money to other businesses which are not banks. So when the economy tanked and businesses shut down and they had no money coming in to pay their employees, that's when the Fed walked up and they said, "Don't worry, business, it's not your fault you don't have any savings. Here, let me give you a bunch of cash." So the Fed came out and they said that they would print up to $700 billion to buy these now worthless assets from businesses. And then the Fed realized, oh, $700 billion is not going to be enough, huh? So then they bumped that number up to an unlimited amount of money. That way businesses who have bad assets don't actually have to suffer because the Fed will just buy it off of them. This gave a ton of reassurance to the stock market because people realized, yeah, businesses might be holding on to toxic assets, but big deal, the Fed's not going to let anything happen to them. Well, the Fed announced all these programs in March and April, which stopped the free fall of the stock market, and now the Fed will finally start buying up all these crappy assets from businesses in May. So this is in the process as I speak. That's why you can hear horrible economic news, but then see the stock market rally because businesses that might be hurting otherwise aren't actually hurting because, well, they're getting an unlimited amount of cash. Oh, moral hazard, moral hazard. Psh. But that's not all with this wild card. The Federal Reserve Bank also created a program called the Main Street Lending Program, which allows them to lend money to Main Street businesses, not Wall Street businesses, and now small and medium-sized businesses who can't qualify for a loan anywhere else can now access the Federal Reserve for funds. In other words, more easy money. To qualify for this Main Street Lending Program, you just need to be a small or medium-sized business that has less than 15,000 employees and make less than $5 billion a year. While this program hasn't actually launched yet, businesses and investors are hopeful and excited about this because, well, businesses that would be hurting otherwise aren't because they have very easy access to more cash. So even if people are losing their jobs and businesses aren't making any money, the Fed has made it very clear that they will be willing to give an unlimited amount of money to businesses to keep the system propped up, at least for now. What's kind of funny is the Federal Reserve website has a frequently asked questions portion, and one of their top questions, let me just read it to you, is: the Federal Reserve is pumping trillions of dollars into markets and banks. How does that help small businesses and the people who need it most? And the answer is essentially, well, we want to help create a stable financial system, and we don't want to see the stock market tank. So essentially, these wild cards are an unlimited amount of money being printed and created to prop up the stock market even though the economy isn't doing too good. You can think of it kind of like blowing up a balloon and then taking something sharp, like let's say a needle, and then poking a hole through the balloon, but at the very same time, you connect the balloon to an air blowing machine. So yeah, there's a hole that would normally deflate the balloon, but this air blowing machine is pumping air into the balloon to keep it from deflating. As long as the air machine is flowing, the balloon will stay afloat. But if the air machine doesn't blow enough air, or if it stops, which it might have to, then the balloon will start to deflate. Now, lots of people hear things like this and they get very upset. I want you to hear this and try to find the opportunity because, yeah, we can't change exactly what's going on in the world around us, but we can change how we react to it, and I want you to come out of this on the winning side financially. Look, every crisis comes with opportunity, and that's what you want to be looking for as an investor. So before we get into talking about what's coming next in the stock market, if you do want to invest in stocks, you have to use a stock market brokerage, and that's very easy to do thanks to our sponsor Webull, and I got the link in the description below. Webull is a commission-free brokerage, which means you can open up a free account and start investing without paying a penny in brokerage fees. That way you can use your money to invest instead of using your money to make your broker richer. Their platform is easy to use. They have a community feature so you can chat with other investors, and you can do research and make trades right off of your phone. And the best part is that right now, at the time of me recording this video, Webull has a limited time promotion going on where they are giving Minority Mindset fans 2 free stocks just for investing with them. You get your first free stock just for opening up an account, and then you get your second free stock if you deposit $100 into your account within 24 hours of opening your account. But this promotion will be ending soon. I was just emailed that this 2 free stock promotion will be changing on May 12th. So if you want to create a free account and see how you can start investing and get your free stocks, I got the link to where you can do that and learn more in the description below. Minority Mindset is a partner with Webull, so if you use them, we will get compensated, but there's no additional cost to you. I mean, it's free to open an account, and they don't charge you a penny to make a trade. So if you want to learn more and get started, I got the link to where you can do that in the description below. There's a lot of different opinions as to what's coming next in the economy. On May 7th, Ken Rogoff, who is a professor at Harvard who teaches public policy and economics, came on CNBC and he said that it will take the economy 5 years to really recover and get back to where we were in 2019. Then, 1 hour later, Tom Barkin, who is the president of the Richmond Federal Reserve Bank, came on CNBC and he said that the economy is already recovering now because lockdowns are easing. The reality is you can take a guess, I can take a guess, the president can take a guess, but only time will tell. We haven't really faced an economic crisis with a pandemic like this before, so it's very hard to predict what's going to come in the next 6 months. What we do know for a fact is that investors are very hopeful about the economy opening back up. And as businesses start to open up, jobless claims will probably slow down even more, which would bring more positive excitement into this whole investing sphere. Again, this is the emotional side of investing. People and investors are hopeful that the economy will be better by fall, so they're investing because of that. But I don't know if our economy is going to see such a quick rebound. Obviously, people and investors want the economy to go back to normal, to want life to go back to normal, and want things to go back to normal like they were back in the Stone Ages, you know, back in February. Who doesn't? Yep, can't wait till Gucci opens back up. But if the summer rolls on and people realize, wait, the economy is not getting better like people said it would, then this could cause a flip in emotion. And negative emotions about the economy would bring stocks back down. We will understand our economy a lot better by fall because a few things are going to happen. Stimulus checks will be done, federal unemployment will go away, and free and easy money for businesses will stop. Once we see all this governmental life support, free money go away, that's when we're gonna really see how strong our economy actually is. Either we're gonna realize that, wow, these stimulus measures worked and the economy is gonna be okay very quickly, or we're gonna realize, oh crap, we're in for a long recession. Now, not to make this too confusing, but at the same time, the virus hasn't gone away. It's still growing pretty quickly. And so now, as states open back up, we risk more people potentially getting sick. We're also probably going to see social distancing measures continue for who knows how long, but that means that people are going to be spending less money in restaurants, they're not going to be going to stores, they're not going to be traveling as much, and they're not going to be going out and spending money the way that, you normally would back in February. Plus, if more people are out and about and we can't control or limit the spread of this virus, then more people can potentially get sick, which would cause a second wave, which could be bigger than the first one, and that would slow down the economy even more. Again, there is a lot of uncertainty ahead of us, which is why if you want to make smart decisions with your money, you need to stay up to date on what's happening in the finance and business world. And I'm going to try to keep you up to date on our YouTube channel, but we also have a free finance and business newsletter where our team first breaks down the top finance and business news, and then we show you how this news affects your wallet. That way you can be smart with your money. This finance and business newsletter is completely free, and you can subscribe to it by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. By the way, our finance and business newsletter is different from our financial education emails. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend. That way we can help spread the word. If you want to learn more about how banks have created a system where they can invest their money and make money whether their investment goes up or down, I already made a video on it, and you can watch this video on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.